There is no such thing as a product. Don't ever think there is. There is only sex. Everything is sex. Do you understand that what I'm telling you is a universal truth, Toby?
Yes.
Let's talk about Miss Doja the Cat, also known as the girl behind the hit song Say So, or the person who got canceled a bunch last year and is still very famous. Doja Cat is one of those weird cases to me. On one end, I think she is a really talented singer and offers a lot of great vocal content when it comes to her singing ability. On the other hand, I find her rapping to be either good at times or very cringy because she tends to go into this like really nasally, like all of a sudden she'll like be singing like in this really nice voice and all of a sudden she like picks it up here and I'm gonna start rapping all cool, you know, like it doesn't sit well with me. Regardless of that, Doja Cat is back with her third studio album, and while I want to be looking at some other albums currently, Doja Cat is on my radar at the moment, and we are going to talk about her before we talk about any creators named Tyler. And I'm going to be honest, I thought this album was pretty average. My listening experience went from, okay, this is great, I enjoy this, to, oh, okay. And then we went back, and I was enjoying it again, but then I was really bored. I really was left unsatisfied while listening to this. There wasn't really anything that was compelling me to continue to listen to this. I thought a good few tracks on here were very forgettable. A lot of her solo tracks didn't really intrigue me that much. However, that being said, I did like a lot of the tracks with features on them. I like the Weeknd's feature on here. Ariana Grande usually tends to catch me with her wonderful lyrical miracles that she does behind the microphone, doing her best Mariah Carey impression. And I really enjoyed hearing JID on this project. As for the solo tracks, there were a few I liked, but really not many. Everything is sex. This is something Doja does a lot on her projects. She talks about sex.
Jim, would you prefer a nature metaphor or a sexual metaphor?
Oh God, nature, please.
When two animals are having sex, one of them is communicating a message to the other. Nothing is... This isn't very helpful.
And more sex, and then sex on that sex. So there's at least sex in some way, shape, or form. Naked. I don't even need to tell you what that song's about. But with that said, as opposed to her 2019 album Hot Pink, she really tones it down when it comes to the sex talk. Don't get me wrong, she still talks about it, and it's still very prevalent in this album, but it's not as prevalent as it was in Hot Pink. And then, of course, there's the hit single off of this album, Kiss Me More with SZA, also known as Say So Part 2. Okay, well, it's not as dramatic as something like a driver's license to Deja Vu, in my opinion. It does still offer the same sort of feel to me. I think where I see her exercising the muscle of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I also see there's potential for just something new, something more interesting, if you will. And is it just me, or was I expecting more of like an interstellar, intergalactic sounding track on this album? Listen, when you make an album called Planet Her, and you got all this space looked on, like there's literally a picture of you almost near nip slip in a NASA jacket, you're an alien in like 5 of these photos. Like, you think there's at least one with like a synth on the album. Sure, some songs were vibes on here, but nothing really stuck out to me as different. A lot of this was kind of forgettable, and I honestly think I won't listen to this album after this listen. I certainly think songs like Kiss Me More, Ain't Shit, Payback, Naked, just name a few, are some tracks I did really enjoy on here, but if I'm going to be honest, I really don't think you're missing anything when it comes to this album. That said, I'm going to give Doja Cat's Planet Her 2 out of 5 scratches. I think it's good. I think it's a good listen, and something that you will enjoy giving a listen to. but I personally don't think it's something to write home about. And I personally think you could skip this one. If you're looking for the catchy single for Doja Cat that you can dance to on TikTok, then something like Kiss Me More is right up your alley. But beyond that, there's really nothing else to talk about on this album. I think at most, it's a good project.
All life is sex, and all sex is competition.